The Israel-Iran war seemed to have halted earlier as Trump announced the ceasefire, but latest reports suggest that Israel struck Iran once again. Iranian media has reported that there have been 2 explosions that have been heard in Tehran. Trump has now asked Israel to stop bombing and has said that he is feeling quite annoyed and betrayed by Netanyahu. He said that both Israel and Iran violated the terms of ceasefire agreement just hours after it was announced.
That have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
But in another post, he said that the ceasefire is still in effect as Israel will not attack Iran further. Earlier, Trump claimed to have brokered a ceasefire deal between the 2 countries. Iran earlier denied any such agreement on any ceasefire of military operations, but in another post on X, its foreign minister went on to thank Iran's armed forces for carrying out the military operations to quote-unquote punish Israel for its aggression continued until the very last minute. He also said that if Israel stopped its attacks against Iran no later than 4 a.m. Tehran time, they would not strike on Israel. Tel Aviv agreed to Trump's proposal for a ceasefire with Iran after it claimed to have achieved its goals of removing Tehran's nuclear and ballistic missile threat. Iran's state television also reported that the ceasefire went into effect from 7:30 a.m. Tehran time, but the officials have not yet commented since Trump's announcement. Before this, Trump on his social media handle had requested both countries to not violate this ceasefire. The peace deal came after Trump reportedly told his officials hours after US bombed Iran's nuclear sites that they will make peace. He reportedly spoke to Netanyahu, called the Emir of Qatar, and requested him to persuade Iran to agree to a ceasefire as per some reports. J.D. Vance, the Vice President of United States, then coordinated with the Prime Minister office of Qatar, and then Iran too agreed to a ceasefire. With the immediate threat of closure of Strait of Hormuz over now, oil prices tumbled 4% on June 24. Brent futures had already slid 7% after Trump's announcement. It was at $67.68 per barrel. US crude futures also dropped 3.6%. Now, stock markets across the world also surged. Dow futures surged 0.68%. S&P 500 futures gained 0.79%, while Nasdaq 100 futures rose 1.06%. Asian stock markets rallied on June 24 on open, with Japan's Nikkei climbing 1.56%, South Korea's Kospi jumping 2.09%, Hang Seng Index surging 1.38%. Indian stock markets also saw solid gains in intraday trade. Sensex and Nifty both jumped more than 1%, but then they came down later. Defense stocks slid up to 6%, while aviation, paints, tires, OMC stocks rallied in the market in India on June 24. Now, stock markets in the Gulf also advanced, with Saudi Arabia market surging 2.5%, Dubai jumping 3.1%, Abu Dhabi too surging 2.2%. Israeli stock market, bonds and currency also witnessed solid gains. Investors are also now dumping the safe haven and rushing to equities. International and domestic gold prices fell. Indian gold prices fell below 97,000 rupees per 10 grams after the ceasefire announcement. MCX gold futures dropped 3% to 96,422 per 10 grams. So while today the markets cheered the ceasefire, but a violation can impact the markets once again. So the US markets will be looked out for today, and tomorrow the Asian markets will be opening, and we will see how that goes. For more such news and views, keep watching ET Now.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.